In the meantime, I'll prep the ramen egg by cutting it in half. Hello everyone and welcome to the Scuffed Kitchen. Today we're attempting to use instant ramen as a base for a great midweek meal. To do that, I'll be preparing some toppings that I have on hand. As always, the full recipe is in the description. As you know, instant ramen is a staple for many students and young people. However, simply heating up some water can be a bit lackluster. That being said, spicing up the simple dish with various toppings makes for a great, cheap and nutritious meal. Speaking of toppings, let's get started right away. One of my favorite toppings is ramen eggs. They do take a day to prepare, but they're worth it. All you need are some simple ingredients: soy sauce, mirin, sake, sugar and eggs. I'll also be using a small skewer. The first step is to prepare the marinade. Add the soy sauce, mirin and sake as well as the sugar. Let it boil gently, stirring occasionally, until it has reduced to half. Remove from heat and let it cool to room temperature. Next, we'll cook the soft-boiled eggs. For that, I'll be using the 6-minute method. To prevent the eggs from bursting, I'll gently prick the bottom of the shell so that the trapped air can escape while cooking. After that, I'll bring some water to a boil, add the eggs and cook them on high heat for 6 minutes. Immediately move the eggs to a bowl of icy water to stop further cooking. Now you should peel the eggs. I usually do this half underwater to get every small bit of the shell off the egg. The last step for the eggs is to add them to a small freezer bag. This one here is a little bit too big, but we'll just roll with it, together with the marinade. As you can see, I struggle a bit here, but as long as the eggs are properly covered, it's completely fine. Set them in the fridge overnight. The ramen is made the next day. All the toppings here are the things I still had lying around. Spring onion is also wilting, as you can see, but all of this is still very usable and great. The toppings of my choice today are a piece of beef, spring onions, the eggs, black sesame, corn and Togarashi spice. Regarding the ramen, I'm using yuzu instant ramen for today, but you can use basically any flavor you want. If you get cheap leftover meat from the butcher, as I did, you might run into the same problem as I do. You have to cut against the grain, not with it, to get tender pieces of meat. So I get my sharper's knife and gently slice the meat as thin as possible. It will only be cooked in the piping hot broth later, so make this as thin as possible. Clean the board, then prep the spring onion. Discard all wilted parts and slice up the rest. You can use both the white and green parts, don't just discard one of them. If the pieces of meat are a little bit too thick, you can use a burner to quickly cook them. However, that step is completely optional. Next, we'll cook the ramen. I just used the instructions from the package, which means boiling in 300 ml of water for 3 minutes. In the meantime, I'll prep the ramen egg by cutting it in half. It looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. After the cooking is done, immediately serve the ramen on a hot plate and arrange all the toppings. The broth needs to be hot enough to quickly cook the slices of meat, so time is of the essence. I have to say, this is a great way to make the best out of a humble dish like instant ramen. The only thing that takes time is the preparation of the ramen eggs, but they can easily be prepped a day before. Or you can opt to use soft-boiled eggs without a marinade at all. It is a bit unfortunate that the meat here is a tad undercooked, but I am confident that you will be able to do better if you are quicker with plating. That's it. Please don't forget to leave a like and tell me what you think in the comments. See you next time.